Hi everybody. I just thought I would share our story with you. I know there's a lot of stories on the internet about HOAs and the joys thereof. We want to share with you how we escaped our HOA, how we found out that there even was one when we didn't even know it. So back 9-10 years ago, we were living on some property. It was 6.5 acres, and there were like 5 homes, and the house next door was really just a very small little farm cinder block house, and they had chickens, and we thought, this is like being in the country. And so we proceeded to live life as we wanted. We actually got a couple Nigerian goats because we had some grass that needed mowing and etc. But anyway, so we also did as we tend to do, and that is we collected some building material. As they had free bricks on Craigslist, we'd run and get them because we wanted to build a fire pit. After a couple years of being there, living there happily, one of the houses people moved, and someone else moved in who was, as he said, the president of his HOA from a former neighborhood. And so, unbeknownst to us, he came around the 6-foot privacy fence and took pictures of our piles of bricks and different things that we had accumulated for our project. And we got a letter from his lawyer saying that we were not allowed to have building materials on our property. Now, just to remind you, this is 6.5 acres, well off the road, and the stuff was in the woods. But anyway, so we didn't even know there was any such thing as a covenant until he told us, and he sent us the whole list of things that we were not allowed to do. Anyway, after that, the people who had chickens actually moved, so they, being in violation of the covenants, were no longer there, so now it was just us to pick on. Anyway, we tried to carry on as best we could, but in getting notes from the lawyer from time to time, love notes about where again we were in violation. He sort of kind of agreed, the homeowner, to let us have goats as long as we kept them outside of his vision, which was very easy to do. Like I said, we were kind of tucked away off the road. Anyway, so at one point though, he found out that I teach piano, and so we got a letter from his lawyer saying that I could no longer teach piano, voice, or guitar, spelled out like that, because I teach all three in my own home. I had been teaching 40 years in normal neighborhoods where you have people on either side and across the street. And so this was rather strange, but it was the last straw. We just realized we just cannot live here. My husband started looking at farmland and found a 16-acre plot of land, and we bought it, and we are now living here, building a house. We have farm animals already, have accumulated a number of farm animals, and totally loving it, just learning as we go. And we've also planted a vineyard and an orchard, and blueberries and blackberries and strawberries and what have you. Just because, hey, we have the land, we might as well take advantage of it and grow some of our own food. So that's where we are. That would not be everybody's story. Most people, when their kids are grown and gone, they choose to live a cushy life, and they don't tend to do anything that would upset an HOA or any covenants. But we're a little different in that we like to, like I said, we like to collect building materials. When we get them for free, why not? You know, because we're do-it-yourselfers, and couldn't do that there. Couldn't have whatever animals we wanted to have there, and so we are now kind of, I could say living the dream, but you know, until our house is built, it's still a little bit difficult. And I will explain a little more of that in another video. But suffice it to say that when I get up in the morning and I open the door of our camper, which is where we've been living for a year, and see the sunshine coming across our farmland, and hearing our chickens, you know, in anticipation of being allowed out of their coop, there's just nothing like it. It's really a sense of peace. We don't have someone looking over our shoulder, coming around our fence and taking pictures, and we're not getting letters from lawyers saying we cannot do this, that, or the other thing. And I guess being red-blooded patriots, we really do like the sense of freedom that living in the country gives us, and we have found many, many like-minded people here where we are, and so we just fit here. We just realized it took us this long to realize, after our kids are grown and gone, realizing finally that we are not suburb people. We don't have to have everything perfect. We would rather have peace. This is a lot of work. We are developing this land, but we do have vision, and it's what gets us up in the morning, and even in the work, we are finding pleasure. So that's the beginning of our story, and I will continue to update as our house is being built. Thank you.